Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here. I want to do a hot take. I haven't done one of these in a while, and I think it's probably a good time now because we're coming up on the mid-year in 2024. And because we're in the US gearing up for an election, there's a lot of uncertainty going on in the market. So let's kind of talk about what you can expect between now and the end of the year. I think it's reasonable to expect that inflation is going to stay exactly where it is. The factors and the drivers behind inflation are unchanged at this point. So we're seeing higher energy costs. We're seeing quite a bit of government spending. We're seeing from the pandemic quite a bit of industry consolidation, where a lot of small business owners were their business moved to some of the big boys, and their logistics costs. I mean, they're having more volume, so they're seeing higher profit on that volume because their cost structure is the same. Their infrastructure costs are unchanged, bringing on that new volume. So that's giving them more margins and so forth and so on. But all of that will contribute to higher inflation, and there are a whole host of things. And the issue is, as long as inflation stays high, that's going to erode your profit margins, and it's going to affect your purchasing power. The next item, highest interest rates. Interest rates, according to the Federal Reserve, probably are not going to change. They manipulate um, interest rates to manage inflation. The higher the interest rates are, the greater control they have on bringing inflation down. It's a thing. Just FY, trust me on that. But as long as interest rates are high, that means that your borrowing costs are going to be higher, and it's going to make it more expensive to finance your operations and growth. Access to credit. Access to credit is going to continue to be an issue. So you being able to get money for expansion and other kinds of things is going to be problematic. So if you haven't gone in and talked to your banker, go ahead and do that. If you haven't started exploring other opportunities to get a warehouse line, look at that. If you haven't considered factoring and those types of things to manage your payables, and through a good factoring process, increase your warehouse line. Those are all good things for you to look for. We continue to have a lot of global events going on, so it's reasonable to expect some additional supply chain disruptions. You might think we could have a quiet period between now and November when the election comes, but we don't know. So I would say this could be a challenge where you could continue to have supply chain disruptions because of a lot of unease going on around the world and domestically. We're coming up into a hurricane season and other kinds of things. The labor market, clearly, the labor market continues to be an issue with high inflation and people underwater and cost of living. Then labor's only going to get more expensive. Technology disruption with AI, 5G, and everything else under the sun. That's actually an opportunity for you. On the one hand, your larger competitors are making investments and they're lowering their operating costs, which helps them to make more money. And if need be, it actually helps them to lower their price if their big customers come in and say we need some givebacks or some price concessions. If you haven't implemented technology to support your business, then you could be losing out on opportunities and existing business. Now let's move to some of the bit more nuanced and sophisticated issues here. Um, One of the things that I would tell you is looking at everything that's confronting your business, the same thing is confronting big business. So I do think they're going to continue to spend. So I do think there's going to be opportunities. I would say in this market, what you want to look at is customer intimacy. You want to start really servicing the heck out of your existing customers and make sure you keep them. And more specifically, have conversations with them about other opportunities for you to take in their business. Um, they do have opportunities even in this market. They do have needs. And it's easier for them to give the business to you if you can demonstrate that they can deliver it to them. You can deliver it to them at the same or lower value. They're not just going to give it to you for the sake of giving it to you. But if you show that it's something that you can handle well, they there's a better than even chance that they're going to give it to you than find someone new. All right. Now there are some people who are looking at new suppliers and new opportunities, but they will scrutinize the heck out of it. So you want to make sure that your resume actually speaks to what you can do and you've got the demonstrated ability to do it. Because there are people that are going to market and will be buying because they've managed their business in expectation of being where we are right now. So there are opportunities. I would be cautious if I were you about trying to go out with a shotgun approach and sell to a broad list of customers. That's going to be like playing the lottery right now because people are going to play it a little closer to the vest for the most part. Some people, they're going to be out there, they're going to be buying, they're going to be looking for a whole host of things. The vast majority of people in the Fortune 500 right now are going to play it a little closer to the vest. And it's going to be easier for them to give business to people that they already know in times of uncertainty. This does not mean they're not committed to diversity and inclusion and supplier diversity and whatnot. It just means that you really, 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 really have to make sure that you are the best possible option for them. And to that end, I need to talk to you about some other challenges that they have that if you go ahead and finesse these are going to help you tremendously. A lot of them are going to need for you to have an integration of multiple data sources so they have a handle on what it is they're buying. This is something that their bigger competitors do for them, bringing information together from various parts of the organization so they can understand what's going on. You may have to look at whether or not you've got a seamless data flow of information coming from various platforms in order to help them and help yourself make effective decisions around who you should be targeting and what the opportunity is, what they're looking for in order for you to continue to stay in business with them and support their growth moving forward. You should anticipate slightly longer buying cycles. So that's going to be a little bit of a challenge because some decisions may be put off into 2025. Budget may not be available to 2025, but the selling cycle is starting now. Okay. Some of the things that you also need to make sure is that your differentiation is out there, that you do stand out in a crowd. Being a Me Too right now, meaning you're offering something that they can easily get from someone else, there's no reason for them to move to you. So you need to make sure that you're doing something to make sure that you are standing out in a crowd. Um, Collecting higher quality data for your business and in order for you to manage your business, but in order for you to deliver some of that rich data to your customers to help them to understand trends going on. So, things like labor utilization, product utilization, sales efficiency, all those kinds of things that if you can help them to first, if you understand it, and then you can help them to start making smarter choices and decisions for their business, that is highly valuable. Your sales and marketing alignment, that clearly is going to be a key thing. If you recall, we've talked a lot about trying to do way too many things for one customer, and you find yourself in a position that you're not making money on anything. You got a lot of people, you got a lot of revenue, but you're not making money. Worst thing for you is it puts you in a position of not first not taking a salary, b having to go into savings just to keep the doors open, but not actually be making any money. And what that tells you is you are selling too broad an offering to too small a customer base. What you want is a much narrower offering to a larger customer base because you can leverage that narrow offering and stack it and do more and more and more of it at higher profit margins. Handling objections is going to be a big thing for you going forward because there are going to be so many constraints of people trying to do more with less, more so now than they ever have. And so they're going to raise all kinds of flags around why they can't do business with you and how everything needs to be at a lower price and how it's got to be faster and so forth and so on. So your ability to start anticipating what some of those objections are. One of the things you can do is actually just go through your list of prior sales and look at some of the objections that people have had and start thinking through based on that what derivative or what spin-off types of things can we anticipate in the market and start putting your mitigation strategy in place now. So that's my quick hot take for what you can expect coming up on the rest of 2024. And yes, I had to wear my glasses for this one. If you would do me a favor, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I greatly appreciate that. Or like this page. That would be great. Again, I'm trying to get my subscribers up to about 5,000, so I'm well off right now. I'm also going to put a link to our free corporate bottleneck contracts bottleneck quiz. You get a free report from that I think you'll enjoy to help you identify what one or two things you can change in your business right now to get more business with the Fortune 500. And please, by all means, comment and let me know your thoughts or questions, or just share with me what your experience has been and what you think is going to be a challenge for the small business owner moving forward through the end of the year. This is Randall. Take care. Bye for now.